Families of adopted special needs children could be running out of time to collect their part of a $15 million settlement with the state. Checks were mailed out in December, but tonight one mom says her check kept going to the wrong address.
Our 13 Investigates reporter Sandra Chapman shows how families are getting a fraction of what the state owes.
This is 13 Investigates.
When Kim Reed first cradled this 3-week-old baby girl she calls Pippi, there was an instant heart connection. She soon found out Pippi had cerebral palsy and several other disabilities. In 2010, when she adopted Pippi, the Department of Child Services put the family on the adoption subsidy waiting list, claiming there was no funding available to help with Pippi's care.
She needs extra help, and I can't afford it.
Last summer, a grandmother from LaPorte County filed a lawsuit against DCS for failing to keep its promises to families of adopted special needs children. DCS claimed it didn't have the money, but between 2009 and 2014, the agency returned $240 million to Indiana's general fund. At the direction of Governor Pence, the state settled the case for $15.1 million. Checks went out December 31st with holiday greetings, but Kim Reed had no idea she was among the 1,800 families on the receiving end until weeks ago.
Honestly, I cried because I have a daughter that was abandoned in June of '08. I exhausted everything to take care of her. It had nothing to do with money.
But Kim's check never showed up. It was making circles from Indianapolis to the company in California issuing the check.
It went to an old address that I lived at 7 years ago. I ended up telling them 3 times my new address.
Reed's check finally arrived last week, but it wasn't quite what she expected. Turns out Pippi's share was just 40% of the thousands of dollars the state owed the family.
I think it's very unfair because these children came in the world with their own disability. It will help, but it's still not enough, not for the things that she needs.
Lynn Toops, the attorney who took on the state in the class action, admits it was a compromise, saying these families hadn't received a penny since 2009. Their voices fell on the deaf ears of legislators, and no other lawyers would bring suit on their behalf. There were substantial risks in taking this litigation, and we have received overwhelming thanks from the families and are very proud of this accomplishment. Reed just has one bit of advice.
Do it for the love of the children, and just don't think of it as money.
Now, Kim Reed hopes her speaking out will alert other families, possibly unaware of this settlement, to seek answers before the checks are void on March 30th. Now, attorneys say while it isn't 100%, the settlement does include assistance through 2015. And again, those payments are now starting for many of these families who for years have gone without. Well, when you're expecting on that money to come in, it's just so frustrating when it's not close. It really is. All right, Sandra, thank you.